Danny is a fabulous artist, and she's very musically inclined. She can almost pick up anything and play it. Leah plays the piano, she does African drumming. Leah loves to play more than any child I have ever met in my life. All she wants to do is play. Hi, I'm Judy.
I'm Donna.
And we're together. It'll be 30 years in April. We're parents to Danielle, who is 14, and Leah, who's 7.
Once we recognized that we were going to be together for forever, we knew we wanted a family, and we first started by each of us trying to have children biologically. Neither one of us were able to get pregnant. We decided to start the process of adoption. It took a while. I'd say probably from the time we decided we wanted to have children until we actually got our first child was probably 7 or 8 years. It wasn't difficult because we were a same-sex couple. For us, when we finally got to the adoption we ultimately went through, which was we actually adopted our children through the foster care system. Somebody from the agency that we adopted from said to us when it came time for the adoption, she said, "I assume that you want to have both of you as parents," and we said, "Are we allowed to do that?" And she said, "Yeah." And we were shocked.
Right, we thought that one of us would have to adopt, and then later on, the other one would adopt.
I do think there are real challenges to being two women and trying to figure out the roles and dividing them. I mean, we're very different people, and that comes out in our parenting styles. But in terms of roles, you know, everybody wants to be the mother, and it's hard to share that role.
Even little things, when what Danny would fall when she was little, and the two of us would rush over, and the two of us wanted to be there. You know, it was hard. It was just hard.
I think the issue of how children deal and how our children have dealt with being from same-sex family where there's two moms comes up all the time in different ways, and it's ongoing. It came up recently with Leah in her school. She's 7, and she was saying that she felt like the kids in her class kept saying, kids in her school kept saying to her, like, "How come your dad never comes to pick you up?" And she said she kept telling them she didn't have a dad, and she felt like there was some judgment there. And you know, some kids are just not exposed at all, and other kids are. And it's, you know, there are really differing levels of understanding about diversity.
She painted a shirt that was matched the color of the bird. It was the most beautiful. The fact that people dislike us for whatever reason is much easier to deal with than the fact that they would punish our children in some way. I think that's, you know, we're just regular people.
There's so much more in common than not. As parents, I think.
There's like not a page in this book that she didn't write
To me now, it's just bizarre to think about living in this house without children.
Right,
but at
right.
one point, there was just the two of us. We didn't have a dog. We didn't have children. You know, the house was very neat and clean. Now, I hardly really remember the days before kids. But you know, as Judy said, that
They were
we
young
wouldn't
days.
change, you know, anything. It's phenomenal, and
Yeah.
it's a wonderful
And
experience.
we've grown. We've grown so much. I think I would say to other gay couples that they should absolutely have children. It is the best thing that has ever happened to us. It is the hardest thing. You can wait until you're ready. You're never going to be ready, but that's the fun of it. And just, you know, it's just a matter of learning with them and just loving them like any other family. Do it. It's wonderful. I want them to be happy and independent and to do what they love and to appreciate life and, you know, try to enjoy things and to be kind and, you know, to be better than the world that we live in.
Yeah, I agree with all that, and I want them to really feel good about who they are in this world, whatever they choose to do. I want them to feel good and happy and good with, good about the decisions that they make in life.
And they should clean their room.